alternate universe, I guess, where the sci-fi visions of the 70s and 80s sort of came to life. A lot of questions about the humanoid, no more visuals. This is a band that sort of lives in an alternate universe, I guess, where the sci-fi visions of the 70s and 80s sort of came to life. You know, everyone's got flying cars, etc. Anyway, that's the sort of visual world that I think they want to inhabit, or we want to inhabit. I'm actually part of it. Anyway, so that's their website. We've got t-shirts with the logo on it. So I thought I would do a quick one on, just how to set up their logo type. Obviously, the first step is sketching, to figure out what you want to do, what might work. I'm going to jump ahead to the point where we kind of know what we want to do and we're trying to make it happen. This is very geometric. It's not a font, although I'm sure there's definitely fonts out there that are like this, but we want to make some custom lettering. So Illustrator is our tool of choice for that. And so this is the file where we made it happen. And it's linear. So I have 7 lines of decreasing thickness from left to right. But in this stage, I've really only worked with the first line and the last line and got Illustrator to kind of fill in the rest. If we look at the outline view, you can see that's the case, right? Okay, so how do we make this happen? Let's do a quick trace over, maybe of the H. It'll be fairly easy. I'm going to switch it to template. It's supposed to dim the images, but since it's black, it'll still be black. But anyway, it does lock them down, so that's good. So I don't move it by mistake. We'll make a new layer, and I'll actually name this layer trace over. And I will trace. I could use the line segment tool or the pen tool. Just use the pen tool. And I need, a different color, so we'll make it red here. That's fine. Click at one end, shift click. We'll make sure it's nice and straight. Escape to get out of this. Good. All right. It's a little bit thin. So with our stroke options, we will go and have a look at thickening that up. 2 points looks good. Okay, and then at the other end, we'll do the same thing. Okay, we'll make a thin one here. So escape, select it, select the whole thing. And I think it's about a half point. Yeah, there we go. All right, and then to get the in-between ones, there's sort of ghost lines that we're going to build using the blend tool, which can also blend colors, and it can do it in a smooth way, but that's not what we're going to do. So I'm going to double click on the tool first, actually, just to set its options. And I'm going to set it to 5 steps in between, right? 5 in between, 2 on each side, 7. Here we go. Click, click. Perfect. All right. And so the rest of the H you would do in much the same way. And in fact, we could just kind of drag this one over here just to make a copy. Maybe this would be the top part. And then the bottom part we would do like so. All right, so that's your step 1 to getting all this. And it works really well until you get to a letter like R where things don't line up quite the way that you want to, but you'll fix that later. in this example. So looking at this, the next stage then is to make all of those lines real lines, because they're fake now, right? As a blend, they're just fake. You could go into your blend, you could, you can still edit at this point. So it's really excellent. It's like a group. You can double click. So you go into here and you decide, well, I'm going to make these ones shorter, and it'll, keep up with what you're doing, right? Or you make them a different color or wiggly or something, and all the in-between bits will be keeping up with that blend. Okay, so the next stage is when you're really happy with it, you turn them into real lines. Okay, as we look at down here, again, if I switch it in and have a look at these, I have to unlock that. Yeah, so these are now all individual lines that we can select all by themselves. They are real, and basically anytime you're doing any kind of logo, you want to get things to a simple form that doesn't rely on trickery like blends or effects or things like that. Yeah, so what would you do? So you select your blend object. We could get both of them at once, and we can go to the object menu, find the blend options, and we've already made it. We don't want to release it because that will get us back to 2 lines. We want to expand it. Okay, and there we go. Now we've got our individual lines ready to go. And to make this even simpler, you want to turn these lines into actual shapes and then group them all together, or use your Pathfinder to turn them all into one big complex shape, right? Unite them. So the next step then, select your lines, and you would go back to object, this time path, outline stroke, and there they are. Now they're fills instead of strokes. This makes it far easier to work with this logo. You would do this once you've done all your letters, and you're totally happy with how it's going, okay? Then you would do this kind of expanding into shapes, fills basically, and that will make it much easier to recolor. Of course, we'll group this all together. It'll make it easier to move and scale. All of that will work much better for you and for anyone else who happens to need to work with this vector logo. All right. So, and that's pretty much the result once we get over to this step here, right? Turn that off again. Yeah, there we go. So the whole thing is grouped, it's a fill, and it's really easy to go, well, I want a pink one. There we go. Yeah, so hope you got something out of that and enjoyed it. If you did, let me know in the comments. And of course, you can like and subscribe, and maybe we'll do some more of these fairly quick tips. Thanks. Till next time.